CBS News confirms that President Trump plans to let the program known as Daca end. The Obama administration started Daca 5 years ago. It allows young immigrants to obtain work permits and avoid deportation.
I will immediately terminate President Obama's illegal executive order on immigration.
DACA students in general, I think, are just regular students who are trying to make a living here in the United States. The situation that the DACA students are in is a very difficult situation that no one should be in. Someone who is raised in this country, has followed all the rules of this country, and is doing the right thing by getting an education, and now they're in a situation where they're told, guess what, you did it all right, but we're taking your right away to be here.
DACA students are students. They are Mount Pleasant students. They are former Mount Pleasant students who are now out in the community. They're part of our community. I have a very personal reaction when it comes to DACA students because of my own family's history. My family, my brothers, my sister came with my parents back in 1974. And at that time, only my father and I had documentation, and my 3 brothers and my sister did not. So at that point, there was no such thing as DACA. So there was a lot of shame and a lot of hiding attached to it in our family. And so I guess what we now call DACA students is my family, my cousins, us.
Being a DACA student sometimes worries me because I would have to struggle at times, such as this year, my senior year, and just not having the advantages the people that were born here do.
At the beginning of being a DACA student, you don't know you're a DACA student. So the struggle is that if you're trying to get a job, you don't know, but then as soon as you get DACA, you get a job, right? So the struggle is there. There's always been struggles, but the way that I see it, being a DACA student, we do have to struggles because we cannot get FAFSA. We get the DREAM Act, and I don't know if they're gonna keep the DREAM Act or they're gonna take it away. Because if they take it away, that's gonna be our struggles. Because going to college is one of the most important things that we as DACA students could do and make the country a better place, you know.
I don't have any relatives currently who qualified for DACA, but I do know a lot of our students who graduated in recent years who fell within the ages that qualified them for DACA. So over the last number of years after President Obama signed DACA, I've had the opportunity to talk to our former students who have come through looking for paperwork for their CUME files, for information that could prove that they've been in the country for a long time. And as I mentioned before, my 3 brothers, my sister, are too old to have qualified for DACA, but we were that family with kids who were here undocumented.
A lot of the DACA students got here when they were a few months old. Some of them were a year old, some of them 3 or 4 or 5 years old. But there really isn't a difference between a student born in this country and a student not born in this country. Some have a love for the country and some don't, and some have a love for education and some don't.
We do not have the same rights as everybody here. For example, I've been here all my life basically. I was raised here. But I turned 18 recently, and I don't get the right to vote or share my opinion on voting. So that's how I feel we're getting looked down upon.
I don't believe I get looked down by other students because in my community I know that there's other students like me, and we can all get together and help each other out.
When you look at students, they could all be looked at the same, but when people sometimes find out that they have illegal status, there tends to be a tendency to treat them differently, as if you don't belong, why are you here? Why are you taking my job? But some people look at them in a positive way and say, wow, you've had to overcome these obstacles of being here without legal status, and yet look at all the wonderful things that you're doing.
Comprehensive immigration reform is what we need in this country. We have 11 million brothers and sisters still living in the shadows of our community. And we cannot stop at DACA. DACA is not enough. We tried DAPA, that was not enough, and we lost sight of what the real goal and the real prize is, and that's comprehensive immigration reform. We are a nation of immigrants, and all have something to contribute to this great country of ours, and we need to remember that all of us are part of what makes the immigrant story in America.